Y'all been waiting for 5 minutes because Poodle said he was hot. Then he said he was cold. Then he had to take off his pants. Then he had to put on shorts. I'm just waiting to do the show to deliver to y'all the show that we like to do for you.
You ambushed me.
I did ambush you because I've been waiting for 10 fucking minutes to do this show.
You have been waiting for 2 minutes.
I have aged. My Botox is worn down.
Anything good is worth waiting for, except your virginity.
Boy,
y'all just need to get that shit taken care of.
You went on a date and he said, "I'd like to wait," and you just sat on his face like.
Yeah, this whole wait. You even put on your thing today about going on 3 dates before kissing the guy. I'm sorry. You need to get it done before 3 dates. You need to get it done by the second date to decide if you want to know. If you're going to see them again.
I agree. Yeah, well,
or if it's the first date, you're like, then you invite them to make out in your car like I usually do.
It's true.
I'm like, want to get in my car? Or I'm transparent. I'm like, or we can get in my car and make out. I'm a slut.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gate. Let's love.
When I say it out loud.
You are. I mean, you're sex positive. We're here for
I
it.
am.
We don't shame here in the Sissy Squad.
I don't think slut is a bad word either.
Y'all, we talk about this because one of our Sissy Squad members talked about going on a date, and so we're just talking about our own experience. By the way, welcome to 90 Day Gays. My name's Matt.
Welcome to 90 Day
Gays.
I'm Jake Anthony, a.k.a. Poodle.
And we're here giving you this shit show, y'all. This is going to be Season 7, Episode 6, Premature Departure.
Premature departures.
Premature Departures.
Y'all, I'm fine as long as the coming isn't premature, I'm okay if the departure is soon after the act.
Oh my God. All right, a couple little. She is cute. When's the last time you had sex? Yeah, I can tell.
Sadly,
it's been like 5 days.
Sadly, it was 5 or 6 days ago.
Yeah, y'all. As soon as like the third day, you know how Christ resurrected after 3 days of not having his butthole open, Poodle starts to close up like that rock in front of the cave. Just yeah.
Like Indiana Jones.
An ass cries out in the wilderness, prepare a way for his hole.
That's a bad, what is that? Is that a bad Catholic hymn?
You know, I used to sing that in,
Yeah.
A voice cries out in the wilderness.
Yeah, it's a bad, y'all, Catholic hymns are boring.
I liked them, but I do understand that they are boring.
Yeah.
There are some pretty ones.
Yeah.
A few.
Anyway,
y'all. Okay, we got
let's
a couple.
get into our first Lonely Hearts.
Well, we have some business. God damn it! This is why you can't lead things.
I thought we did.
You're
the
drinking.
End.
No, I just want to remind people that we got more. We're going to talk about it later, but we got some more holiday merch out.
Oh yeah,
and we also I want to talk about. This is our second time to do this show today, actually, because we did a crossover episode.
That's what we need to talk about.
Yeah,
we did a crossover episode with these. It's a relatively new podcast.
Yes,
it's 90 Day Fiancé Slumber Party.
It's 3 ladies. We found out about them because they are on
Acast.
They are on Acast, our same network, and so we did a fun little crossover episode on them. So you're going to see on Wednesday. Something's going to pop up, and you're going to say, "Is it a new 90 Day Gays?" It is, and it is, and it's a crossover episode. So that's going to go up on Wednesday.
We had a lot of fun with these ladies. One does, I can't remember her name right now, which I feel terrible
Is it Maria?
About. No,
it's not Maria.
No,
but does
Allie does Hollywood Crime Story.
Yeah, it's a. Now I'm going to put all those shows, which you've listened to that show because y'all Poodle loves. He loves crime shit.
I do. And then one girl is the host of Web Crawlers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's a really fun. They savage things like I do.
They do.
And they enjoy cray. So it's a kind of a good balance, I think.
Yeah, they're a fun group.
Yeah.
So we enjoy doing that show. That'll be a
So
fun
if you're looking
Wednesday.
for a new 90 days to feed your crack addiction, have at it.
And one more thing, some of you expressed concern because we mentioned that Poodle is going to China for the month of January.
I'm not leaving because I would not let this bitch do a show by herself.
So, no, we're not having a guest host. If I had a guest host, he would literally not fly but swim back from China and strangle me.
No, I'd just strangle you in your sleep. I'd project my spirit like astral projection.
Although I wouldn't mind doing an episode with Kyle from Cray Cray.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
With his velvet voice.
That'll
and
never
manly.
happen.
I just feel like, ooh,
maybe.
he looks like a man. Like Joshua in the Sissy Squad. They just posted a shirtless picture.
Ooh,
y'all, that's a daddy.
If any of your more male sissies, you can be straight or gay, it doesn't matter. Male sissies, you need to post your shirtless pictures more.
Maybe not. You know what? Actually, that's fine. That's not bad.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, if you're in the Sissy
we can
Squad,
objectify you as long as you want.
yeah, you got a hot husband. Post that shirtless picture of him. Let us objectify him.
Yes.
We should sell 90-day underwear.
Women get objectified way too much.
Yes, it's time to. We're taking back.
Although not with these dick pigs in that Sissy Squad.
It's true.
They're
very true.
They've been objectifying men their whole lives.
Woo! Anyway, so that's what's been going on. But Poodle is going to China.
I'm going to China to do a tour with the Hollywood Concert Orchestra. I'm their assistant conductor / pianist. And I'll be gone from December 29th to January 29th. But we've already recorded, we are recording some Patreons already.
We're busy this month because we're doing basically
and
Patreons and all our free time.
I will be flying in from China to do the flying in. Piping in.
That's somebody needs to be piping in you.
And then
because you can't think.
And then every time I speak, it'll be a big gong.
He says
gong.
So we'll be doing things across the interweb. So we'll be doing shows like when he was in South Carolina. So we will still keep continuing 90 Day
I'll
Fiancé.
be around, and then hopefully I'll tell you about my conquest in China.
It's true. All right, and then one more thing, and we'll bring
Dutch doored up against the Great Wall.
Oh, Jesus. Sabrina, y'all, is coming back at the end of January. So if you're into Sabrina on Netflix, be sure to catch up on that show if you want to and listen to our Bitchcraft episodes.
We're going to start in February, I assume, because I'm not doing shit more in China.
You're gone, yeah. So anyway, just like it, that's all the stuff that we needed to talk about today.
All right. Let's get into our lonely hearts.
Let's talk about our lonely hearts.
Let's talk about Anna.
Oh, Anna.
Let's talk about Anna.
Mursel, do you want to go talk to my children?
Mursel, do you want to come use the translator app to talk to my kids and see how much they hate you?
Boy. 34 days to wed, and it's not looking good.
I feel every one of them go by. Just like I feel every second of time tick by when Mursel and Anna are in scenes with her children.
Not a day goes by.
Almost. That wasn't the right tune, but not a day goes by. That's the later on. Not a day goes by.
That's the
blessed
first one.
Day. Yeah, anyway.
Boy, someone just musical theater nerded out.
Yep, I love that song.
Anyway, y'all, it's not looking good. You know, I thought this episode was called Premature Departure because I thought, remember I said earlier I thought he was going to leave? And
not
so
yet.
I wonder if this is foreshadowing.
What are you waiting for, Mursel?
Shadowing.
So Anna walks in and says,
I'm so happy to be here with you.
I know.
I was in my fucking cubicle all day today by the man.
I was rehearsing with learning disabled children for Shrek.
You win.
Let me just say, y'all, one had a seizure before the
That is
thing.
hard
It was
work.
Peter Pan.
Y'all.
Just take a minute. If you're don't drive off the road. Don't drive off the road. It was Peter Pan.
Y'all, come at us if you're not only a teacher and
Or
you're ready
special
for
ed.
this, but if you're a special ed teacher,
you have a good sense of humor. Because that's what I do.
You kind of have to. We salute you, sissy. Salute.
It's rewarding and really hard.
Sissy salute. I like that. I just see you beveling a hip.
That's anything with beveling I like.
Okay. Anyway,
so
we don't give a salute to Anna Mursel because this is a shit show, y'all.
I've decided, y'all. I know we kind of liked her in the beginning, but I'm declaring open season on Anna. I'm over her. I'm over how she treats her kids. I'm over how she's basically told her kids, well, he's going to be my life, so you need to get with the program. Mursel hasn't even tried to convince the kids to like him.
No.
He hasn't even tried. And
I bet you when they're there and when they're in their house, I don't see Mursel wanting to do anything with the kids unless it's
he
the
goes to the
producers.
iPad. He goes to the iPad
I
and
bet
sits with
that
it.
they're just like off doing their own things. Everybody's just in that. It's a lonely house.
They're
No one
playing
talks to each other.
Lonely house, lonely me. That's a great aria. And then we hear crickets. Anyway, so Anna says
what
to the
opera's it from?
kids,
You might as well tell them.
street scene.
Yeah.
Anna tells the kids, so what do you think about spending a little time with Mursel? And then the enterprising Leo says $25. And I'm like, that kid I can get with.
That kid,
I get it.
That kid knows.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, they go and they're trying on tuxedos. We're recording.
I know, that's what I just looked. Are we recording?
So they go to Tip Top Tux. It sounds like a supplemental character from The Mikado.
yes, it does. 3 little bits from school.
Yes.
Yes. I've been to a store called Big Hungry Bottom. I've been to that tux store.
And we meet before. Well, Joey also says, "Is Mursel going to wear a barbaric headdress?"
And Anna
It's
just
awful.
instead of like
that's insensitive.
that's
you
insensitive and asshole. She just goes, Joey.
Yeah,
Joey.
there's a reason why your kids are completely out of control
While they're running, and it's hard. We Poodle and I have talked off of the show and that because look, especially a lot of y'all listening, a lot of y'all out there are mothers and fathers. Poodle and I are just parenting ourselves. We don't have kids.
and it's enough.
So
I'm a handful.
But we purposely, I just want to let everybody know, we kind of made a decision of, we both said, we're not really going to talk about, we're not going to really go in on people's kids on this show. We're not going to talk about looks or things that women can't change.
Yeah.
Unless it's your 3 moles, because you can change that. And we're not going to necessarily go into like shaming people about how they parent, because everybody parents. But at this point, it's so blatantly.
That ship has sailed.
It's just so blatantly just not. She's so wrapped in her own dysfunction, and it's just hard to see it play out with her children.
I've stopped. Like I said, I don't feel sorry for her anymore.
Like
I feel sorry for her, but I feel like she has made this bed.
Yeah. Do you even think it's? I don't even know if it's entertaining to me.
No.
It's just sad.
I tell you who is entertaining to me. Ashley, our clerk at Tip Top Tux.
Hi, welcome to Tip Top Tux. I'm Ashley.
I don't know what she's on, but I want some of it.
Hi. I've got it my 20-year reunion, and I'm on FinFin right now, and I am so happy you're here. Her voice gets higher and higher the more she's disturbed. What can we get for you here at Tip Top Tux?
Anyway, so they're trying on tuxes, and they try on the blue suits, which, y'all, for a wedding, I'm just going to tell you now, unless it's a special theme wedding, you need to go with black or you need to go with dark gray.
You can, in some instances, go with a navy jacket with a black pant. Looks nice.
I could almost go with that, but if you're doing tuxes, though, they need to either be black or they need to be really dark gray.
Were these tuxes or suits?
These are tuxes.
I already blocked them out.
Yeah,
then they had
they're
that-
blue with that terrible gold tie.
That gold bow tie that did not
awful,
look good.
awful.
Not good.
At
Tip Top Tux, we aim to please. I got
wrote
my
down-
wedges on. Y'all, she is... Sorry, I got to talk about this. Ashley is that bubbly service person that cries at the end of every shift for some reason.
Yeah, she's, well, she's just not
In
getting. Her husband hasn't paid her ex hasn't paid child support in a while.
And she's doing the best she can.
And she
She's
covers it
thinking
up.
She's going to be on Say Yes to the Dress after this shit. She is thinking, this is going to be my chance, darling. I've been waiting for this. I know, Ashley. But, darling, I think they'll see me. I'm going to wear my special wedges. Okay, Ashley,
I don't know how Ashley's sudden all the way. But, and y'all, you know what she's waiting for? She's waiting for her Jell-O pudding cup when she gets home. Because that's her indulgence.
You know what? When I lost like 40 pounds, I had a Jell-O. No, it wasn't 40. It was like 20. The Jell-O pudding cup was literally, it was like my orgasm every afternoon at 3 p.m.
She's looking forward to
How
it.
did you know my life?
I just knew.
Y'all, because I was that guy that you'd walk in and I'd say, hi, welcome to the Gap. What can I get for you today? We're going to try on some jeans. And my voice just would get higher and higher so I wouldn't cry. Our retail warriors.
Yeah, right.
Shout outs.
So,
Sissy salute.
Okay, that's the second time you've said it.
It's
I don't
a
really
thing
love
now.
it.
It's a thing now.
I
It's
don't
too
really
late.
love it.
It's too late.
Also, the more times you say it, the more times I don't like it.
Too late.
That was rough.
I like it.
So anyway, I still say the reason why Joey is angry at him. Joey, travel on. You don't know the word, do you?
No, I do. I'm singing a different verse.
Oh.
I sang that aria in high college.
Long. It's not an aria. It's a
With
song.
one mom, and it's time to go. Time to go. Bees?
That's a great song from The Most Happy Fella, y'all.
Which is not Joey, so go ahead.
No. Anyway, Joey, where was I? Joey
Sorry.
is, so Joey's like, so have you told your family about us yet? Which I think, and I know it's a cultural thing, I think that's a reasonable request.
I think so too.
Because basically he's saying, you really don't exist to me. And if
Yes.
if he's gonna marry her, stand up.
Well,
and I think he's just hoping they'll die.
Well, look,
He's hoping their parents will just die.
I think
Someone come at us if you can explain this behavior.
I think I don't think hardly anybody could. I think what maybe too is happening is this is doing a little guessing because we don't know the full picture, but we know that Anna was in an abusive relationship before with, I'm assuming, the father to her children. I think that she was, and it was, I don't remember where we heard that, but it was pretty much.
He was very strict.
Very strict, and it was like a very physically abusive. So I think what these kids probably have dealt with is grown up feeling like they don't matter and that they aren't seen literally and figuratively to their parents. And I think they just literally, with Mursel, he's literally denying them, and they just want to be seen.
I think
it's so reasonable.
I think they think she loves them. And they take umbrage with the way he treats her.
I think they think that their mom loves them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they think their mom loves them more than anyone else.
That's fair.
And a child wants
fair.
to know, because I will say, for all the shit that our mothers pull on us, who does our mother love more than us?
No
one.
My mother would say, "It scares me how much I love you." It's a weird thing to say. My mother says, "I think I'd kill someone for you."
My mother said, I take care of it. And then my mom also said to me once when I was in my 20s, because we went to go visit my granny, and she was having like in a nursing home, and she was like soiling herself and stuff. And I was like, ugh, that's got to be so gross. And my mom said, I diapered your ass when you were a baby, and I do it again with your adult as you're an adult. I don't think you find anybody else in the world who'd do that for you.
Real healthy. Real healthy.
But you know what? Our mothers had a point.
Yep.
And if the child doesn't feel that from both their parents, that's a problem.
Later on, Mursel says, well, I can go. And Joey just says, situation solved.
That bitch is vicious.
She's nasty.
Now, I will say there is a little bit of, do I think that he's being a jerky, smart-ass teenager?
Yeah,
yes.
he is.
Yes.
But it's masking really, really hurt feelings.
Yes, it's masking pain. And also, too, it's honestly, too, what I worry about the most for Joey especially with boys, if they're around a father who's been abusive, if that is not dealt with in therapeutic terms and dealt with, that is a very high probability where he's going to recreate
other
because
relationships.
that kid is angry. He is angry.
Oh, yes.
And he wants someone to listen to him, and he needs to get his aggression out.
Even if it's not physical, it'll be emotional.
Anna, I doubt you listen to this show because probably after Poodle named your moles, you went into a corner and sobbed to death. But if you are listening,
again, I have no sympathy anymore.
If you are listening,
I'm done.
Just please tell me that you're getting your children in therapy.
Nope, that's a negative. That's a negative. They don't have therapists in Nebraska.
Got to in Lincoln at least.
Well, that's true. Anyway, so then they go to a picnic. They go on a picnic, which Joseph says, "What kind of loser is a picnic? Who goes to a picnic?"
First of all, I love picnics, and that was a smart-ass comment. Second of all, y'all, this was not a picnic because at picnic, you bring fried chicken to a picnic.
Also, you have a picnic basket.
Yes.
There was no picnic basket. I have a gorgeous one that was given me by this queen on my left.
And it is a gay picnic basket. And he totes that to the Hollywood Bowl.
I lost my mind.
I mean, it's got ribbons and
no
gingham.
No one can do a picnic like me.
I bought that on eBay, and I remember I told the guy, I literally Googled gay picnic basket, and it came up.
It's queer. Anyway, it's very lovely.
Made out of wicker.
It's lovely. Anyway, so Leo is the first to say, she's talking to them, and Leo's the first to say, "I feel like you're going to break up with Mursel. And she's like, "Oh, God, oh, God." Then it gets worse, and she starts trying to dig herself out of the grave she's in. "Well, you guys are going to go to college and or begin a career, and or to Joey, you're going to be incarcerated. You're going to go somewhere else." And she's like, "And who will I have?"
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you're just sneezing in the middle of the fucking podcast. Wow, in the middle
My
of your
allergies.
thought. God bless it. You know, Howard Stern doesn't have to deal with
Here, I'm gonna
this
sneeze
shit.
again.
Oh my God. I mean, take care of yourself. What is happening?
allergy attack.
Oh God. You know. Y'all may.
What do y'all do if you have an allergy attack? You
I
have to
bet-
get up and blow your nose.
I bet Kyle from Cray Cray wouldn't have an allergy attack on me.
I try.
Anyway.
I swear to God, if you get anybody else, I will send my spirit out. I swear to God. I didn't have much else about them.
I did. In that same kind of scene when they're talking about where she gets freaked out when they say you're going to go away is when Mursel says, well, hold on, I have it right here. Oh, it's later on and when she's spending the one-on-one time with the boys, and when Leo talks about
picnic.
just breaking up, but then, who is it? The kid? Is it Leo? Who is the kid that just says, "Oh, the middle one, Gino"? When Gino says, "Well," she's like, "What do you think of Mursel?" He said, "He's fine. You're just going to move to Turkey."
Oh, yeah.
Like, these kids don't even trust that she's going to be around. And I don't want to mother shame, but who is that on, though, if the kids think that? It did make me think, too, like, for Anna, she is a single mom of 3 boys, and she's in a domestic abuse relationship. I can't even imagine. Does this woman have any support?
No, I don't think she does. She has friends, but the friends don't seem really... I guess she doesn't have... I don't know if her parents are in the picture.
Well, we saw her mom.
Oh, we did.
And her mom was real supportive. Actually, her mom wasn't terrible.
No. That's basically... And I had one more little thing. Because at the very end, the kids were trying to weigh in. And then Anna said, but Mursel... I don't know if you saw the very end, but... as the camera was on Anna at the end, I heard Huey say, "I don't know. I kind of side with the kids. I don't trust Mursel. He needs to go home." And then Dewey said, "Well, I'm not really sure either. And I think it has to do that I think Anna should go to find love." And then in the very line, Louis down on the lip, just like, No one never really asked me. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat cigarette butts.
We should have fried chicken here. I'm hungry.
And that's Garfield.
That's Garfield. Y'all, someone in our Sissy Squad posted a picture of a ride of Huey, Dewey, and Louie, basically saying that we've ruined it. We've ruined so many things.
Join the train, everybody.
We're sorry about that. Y'all, speaking of people who ruin things, let's talk about our next Lonely Heart.
I didn't think it was possible for this season to get worse.
Nigeria, baby!
Nigeria!
Y'all, guess who's back? Back again. And she's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back?
And she's getting Botox, y'all.
Yeah. Y'all, I have had Botox. It is not that painful.
I have never had it, so
I'm just saying.
everyone tells me I look young.
Yeah.
Anywho, so Angela's 53 years young,
She is.
and she's getting Botox with her friend, who
Dodie.
I believe was paid for it by the production. Doesn't look like an Angela friend. Dodie, her friend, and I gotta say,
Oh, we related to Dodie.
Dodie looked. I'm not saying Dodie is a sex worker, nor am I saying she. But there was a girl in my high school class, Robin Walsh, Crenshaw Walsh, who listens to this will know Dodie Hickey, and Dodie Hickey entered the Miss
Y'all,
Pickens. Don't pull off the road.
They're coming to get us. Don't pull over.
She entered the Miss Pickens competition once.
What's her name?
Dodie Hickey.
Dodie Hickey.
And y'all, Dodie Hickey. She had a sister named Daisha. And
Dodie
Dodie Hickey. And Dodie Hickey came out of nowhere and won the whole thing. And everyone was like, "What
Really?
the fuck just happened?"
She had
was
boobs?
never a contender. She had a lot of hair. And Brooke Sharp was in it that year, and I don't know if Robert Crenshaw Walsh was in it that year, but like there are a lot of big contenders who usually win, and Dodie Hickey won it out from all of them, and Oliver's like, "Who is this bitch?"
Really?
Yes, it was a big deal.
What's she doing now?
She's a hairstylist.
Oh, really?
I had to look it up.
Dodie Hickey. She's still pretty.
She's pretty.
Good for her.
I'm sure Robin Crenshaw Walsh knows her.
She reminded me of Carly Klassen. Carly Klassen was this
But
girl.
kind of a knockoff?
Well,
Oh,
no.
no, you're saying Carly Kloss. You're thinking.
Yeah, no, her name's Carly Klassen.
Okay.
Maybe it was pronounced Clausen, but we always said Klassen. Anyway, Carly, I'll never forget. We knew she, by the way, y'all, she is from an infamous story of she was with me in 6th grade show choir and knows about that hot show choir outfits. Feeling hot.
Which was said in that dialect.
That is how we sang it. Anyway, but Carly Klassen, she reminded me of Dodie because, and this is a segue to Missy not planning on it, she had a tanning bed in her home, and she would tan every day.
In her home.
And I think she still does. She is so dark, and her hair is so fried white. And she...
So she looks like an actual negative image.
Yeah.
White skin, white hair, and dark skin.
That's exactly how she looks. I'm trying to find a
Okay,
picture
while you're
of
looking
her.
up that, and you could have Googled earlier, I'm going to keep going.
Fine. Anyway, I don't know where they got Dodie from.
We have to recap fucking Angela and Michael's relationship. I had to fast forward through it. But later on, Angela is dressed as a female version of Bam Bam, spraying her kids down on a really trashy slip and slide, which is a tarp, y'all. Oh my! I'm just seeing a picture of Carly Klassen, y'all.
I mean,
oh my!
Is that not look
I
like
wish
Dodie?
you could post this.
I know I can't.
Unfortunately,
With the lips, with the drawn on lips.
Anyway,
sorry y'all.
So she's spraying them down with the hose and going, "Who's the best Mimo?"
Who's your best Mimo?
And they're like, Mimo.
I have to say, are you okay?
It's an allergy attack.
Did you ever walk around on a white trash slip and slide like that?
Can we just say trash? I don't like white trash.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trashy. Yeah.
I feel like I can say it just because, well, that trashy slip inside.
Yeah.
Did you ever walk around on one of those?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too, y'all. That was our raisin. Y'all, his notes just fell off of the couch, and now he's just...
It's fine.
Anyway, but Poodle said this earlier, and I agree. I'm just going to say that I think Angela's a good grandma.
I agree. I think she is too.
I bet she's fun.
She's also a good provider for her kids or her.
Who knew she was providing for everyone?
For six grandkids and her mother, who
Bless
has
her mother's
cancer.
heart.
And I was I promised I would not say a word about her mother's appearance. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Well, her mother also looked just, I mean, yes, she has kids, but also, I don't think her mom has teeth.
Yeah, that's what cancer looks like with poverty, y'all. Oof.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Anyway,
my
heart goes out to her.
I was terrified by that image.
I mean,
I don't know if
right
you've
there
ever
in-
seen the movie Mulholland Drive, but that's what that thing behind the diner looked like.
I haven't seen that movie.
It was not, and I feel like TLC kind of really did her wrong by showing her.
in that way of like showing
Kinda gotcha.
her
Yeah,
in a
not
gotcha
explaining it.
way,
Not explaining
it. Because Angela could have said, "I'm live with my mother, who I'm taking care of with cancer,"
Poor thing, she doesn't look good right now. She's
or
got
something
cancer.
like that. And instead they just show her. I agree with that.
Yep, it wasn't good.
I didn't know Skyla was living with Angela as well. And her kids. And she didn't talk about, y'all, not only is this Skyla's kids, I bet some of these are Scotty's kids.
Yeah, I think they
who's
are.
in prison, and I just read is in prison for child
Oh
molestation.
yeah, you didn't know that? Underage boy.
So, y'all, Angela, this isn't an excuse for anything, but she's dealing with some shit.
She is. She's got a lot of rage issues still. Anyway, we get into a place where Angela is going to a country store, and she's got a shirt on that says OMG, and her boobs are large and in charge here. There's pepper jellies, there's Pepsi signs, y'all, in this country store.
Mm-hmm.
There's things like potted meat or potted raccoon, gift ideas.
Homemade brittle.
Yeah.
I
Cheese
love
straws.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever heard a gayer phrase that you say is homemade brittle.
But what? I love homemade brittle.
Stop.
Homemade fudge. Just had some fudge today.
Why does fudge coming out of your mouth sound like something that I want to like gay bash you?
I don't know. Probably like someplace called Pearson's Fudge or something like that.
I don't know.
Some type of name.
Anyway, then she FaceTimes Michael, of course in public. And she's like, Michael, I'm looking at these jellies.
If you're FaceTiming somebody in a fucking... There's only one reason you should FaceTime... No, not even that.
No.
If you want to show somebody, is this the right thing to buy? Take a picture and text them. If you're a FaceTiming somebody in the grocery store, you're a basic bitch. And if you have
Agree,
a problem with
100%.
that, come for me. Come for me.
Come for me.
Now watch it. Jackie Wiseman's going to post about, well, actually, in this case, it wouldn't be... No, Jackie wouldn't do that.
No.
Wouldn't do it.
So then we get some time with Michael and his aunt house. And we see all of his cousins.
His aunt is pretty. I barely understood a word she said with her accent, and so they subtitled it, thank God. But she is pretty. And those kids are pretty.
And they all want to go to America.
But that's what I was going to say.
That's Trump's nightmare.
But this is what we see is that when they asked, who wants to go to America, and they all went,
they
me.
all raised their hands.
I mean, y'all, do we really think Michael loves Angela?
You know, in a way, I think he feels comfortable with her.
I think he cares about her because I think actually he's a nice guy. But I think he's a nice guy that wants to go to fucking America.
I think he's convinced himself that he loves her, but America's stronger.
That's, I think, another reason why Jesus. It's like doing a podcast with a NyQuil commercial. Good Lord.
Stuffy head so you can rest medicine.
I think the main reason why why Michael wants to have a kid is because he knows that if he has a kid, that he's hopefully guaranteed to stay in the country.
Yeah.
Or it's going to offer him a lot more. That's why I think he wants to do it, because it's more protection for him.
I don't know if he's thought that far ahead.
I think so. I think this whole carrying my lineage, that's maybe important to the culture, but he knows if he has a kid who's born in America, he's set. Well, not necessarily, but he probably thinks he is.
Well, she's fighting with Michael on the phone, and she has either something that she came up with or the producer had, which they probably did 4 or 5 times. Is K won or is K done? And then she just deuces at the camera.
Basically, she's upset about the visa, y'all.
Yeah. K won or K done?
Who knows? It actually was called. Shout out to Pittman's Country Market. They probably sell Pittman's fudge there.
They probably do.
Not even Pearson's.
Anyway,
y'all.
so we then Michael is going to meet with this group of expats.
This is the scene I take issue with.
Yeah, this is a produced scene,
Y'all, they are all fucking PAs.
Well, I don't know. The black guy with Bart Simpson hair, I don't know.
They hired him.
That
First of all,
that takes a lot of work to get that hair to do that.
literally everybody there was an American. It made no sense. Michael would not know any of these people.
Yep.
These would not be his friends. I don't think he found. Michael doesn't seem like the type that would go on.
They're not his friends. They're an expat group. Yeah.
I know, but I don't feel like he's the type that would go on Firefox and do a Google search and look for expats.
I had to download a Firefox browser the other day, so to get paid from a vendor, I had to download it.
Paid from a vendor or buy porn?
I actually had to fill out for LAUSD. I had to be on
For
Firefox. And I was like, this 8 years ago?
LAUSD still uses Firefox?
To get us. Yes. I think they're still on MS-DOS.
I remember, though, when Firefox was a thing to use?
Yes.
Remember when people used Internet Explorer?
Mozilla is a pretty name.
Remember, did you ever use Opera?
No.
Is Opera still a browser?
I'm sure it is. I would think it got installed as like a malware for me one time. From porn.
Okay, there we are.
Anyway, so the United Colors of Benetton are sitting around the table, and Lindsay, the resident white bitch, which is going to tell Michael all about the racism of South Georgia.
Y'all,
They're still very segregated. Y'all, we all know a Lindsay in this group.
Y'all, and we all know that white people don't need to be teaching black people about racism.
No, they don't.
I think Michael's probably fully aware about the racism in the world and probably somewhat in our country. And if not, let him find out on his journey.
He does then say, she's a little bit older than me. And then Lindsay's ears perk up and goes, oh, really? How old? Ugh, and you can see her like poison dripping from her fangs. And he says, 53. She's like, oh, I hope you don't plan to have children.
She is 100% a producer.
She's 100% that bitch, too. She's awful.
She's probably, but I've worked with that producer, though, too. Especially like I've done like food shoots, like stuff that they want to, I'm telling you, people that produce food shows are pissed off. They're just too much. They're angry.
She also says, do you even know how expensive IVF is? And then, I'm a realist. Love is not enough. She's got a lot of awful quotes.
She has a lot of awful quotes.
Anyway, that was not a fun little segment there.
I'll be honest. I would have fast forwarded through that if I didn't have to recap it for this show.
It was pretty awful.
Because I thought, I'm going to get nothing from this.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
Anyway, I just feel like Michael, what was he almost thrown when they threw barbed wire in front of his car and made him stop and then tried to say he parked illegally? Y'all.
That was intense.
That's what Michael's dealing with on a day-to-day basis in Nigeria.
He could make it in South Georgia.
So I think he's going to be fine in South Georgia.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you get a clue, Americans?
Oh, let's move on to our next lonely heart.
Tania, I just got fucked over by a girl named Tania.
She's wearing that pink shirt again, y'all.
She is wearing the pink shirt.
Or a variation of it with glasses this time.
They are not happy about it in the Sissy Squad.
Oh, she's leaving for 30 days, y'all. Y'all, every time I hear about a new detail, it makes me think someone's punking me, that I could not hate someone more. It's really bad.
I just want to say they cook breakfast, and I just want to say, y'all, Missy doesn't know what time of day it is when she gets up. These are
I can understand that.
hashtag goals.
She's like, is it breakfast? Is it lunch? I don't know. But there's apparently egg rolls and rice, so
Missy
whatever.
is living that 18 wheels and a dozen roses.
What song is that?
Come at me, my Canadian friends. That's Anne Murray.
I
18
love Anne
wheels.
Murray.
It's a trucker.
And a dozen roses?
Yes, it's about a truck driver.
I like, could I have this dance for the rest of my life? My mother loves the song You Needed Me. You dried a tear.
My mom loves
okay,
Aunt Murray.
We're going off on an Aunt
Mom,
Murray
come at
rant.
us. My mother, I grew up listening to Aunt Murray.
Yo, I guarantee you these Canadians know Anne Murray.
What is it? There's another trucker song, too.
Colin Baton Rouge by...
No, but there's one that a woman sings. Not 18 Wheels.
I don't know where we're going with this.
Hey, Siri, what are some country songs about truckers?
Sorry, I'm unable to do that.
Fuck you, Siri.
They're like, no, you need to get back on topic.
It's something like 18 Wheels, but we just sang that.
I've got to keep going.
It's in my head, and I can't think of it.
Anyway,
y'all, Missy shows up, and she's...
How you like my shed?
My she shed.
What do you think?
I had to get rid of my she shed.
And I had to take my tanning bed out of it.
Tanning bed.
I can. What else do you think
I
was
was literally
in
about to
Missy's
ask you
shed?
that. I was literally about to ask you that in Missy's shed. I feel like she probably had a welding corner.
Yeah.
She probably makes she probably likes metal toilet seats that kind of stab you if you're not careful, just to remind you to live life.
There's a lot of home massagers.
Really?
There's
Is her back tense?
She's a carpenter.
Oh, so her back's
I'm sure
very
she's been
tense.
over a lot.
So the home massagers are just used for her back.
Yes.
So not anything like what her daughter would do.
No, Tania would just like rub it all over her cooch.
Oh, okay. I bet there's a lot of tubes or jars of Gorilla Glue because she keeps forgetting that she already has a tube and buys it again. Because I feel like she likes to stick things to things all the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Painting up here, put it with Gorilla Glue.
And probably a lot of random collage artwork.
Yeah,
I could see her doing that.
And then she goes to Lowe's and comes back. She went, motherfucker, there's the Gorilla Glue I was looking for. She's got like 10 bottles lying around, y'all.
I feel like the Gorilla Glue must be a story in your life because I've never dealt with it.
You've never used Gorilla Glue?
No. You can't actually say it.
Gorilla Glue is very important.
Anyways, so y'all, Syngin, anyways, I'm sorry. Tania asked Mom, do you think it's weird that I'm leaving? And Mom's like, yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's fucking weird.
I was concerned at first, but I understand you got to do it. And Syngin like, I want you to do it. It's something that's going to help us later on. And then she's like, Syngin's like, well, can I borrow the car? It's maybe something because I don't know anyone and blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, it's going to be a responsibility. You're going to have to help me around here with some things like, we're going to be pressure washing the house. We're going to be mowing the lawn. We're going to be weed whacking. You're going to be weed whacking.
You're gonna be taking the end of that rake and putting it in my cooch and calling me mama.
It would be the ultimate revenge if Syngin were to fuck Missy. I don't want that to happen.
I don't think it's
but
gonna
I wouldn't
happen.
hate it. So then Syngin's talking to her. She's like, well, your mama is, she's quite particular. And she's like, she likes things like me. And then Syngin rolls his eyes and she goes, that was a heavy eye roll. Again, I could not hate her more.
Syngin is doing the best he can, y'all.
I
really like him.
Of every season that I've watched, y'all, and I haven't watched a lot, come at me if you think she's the worst. I don't know. She's a villain.
She's not great. She is.
I hate her so much.
On the flip side, I mean, he's always been cute, but I don't know what it is about this episode, but Syngin looks like he is ready to fuck hard. He looks hot. When they wake up in the morning, or like she walks up to him and he grabs kind of her face in a loving way and kisses her.
Oh, yeah, he wants to eat her,
That
basically.
made my ass giggle. Syngin, I'm telling you now, Syngin might not have the biggest dick in the world, but he's fucking amazing.
He's a
in
machine.
bed.
Yeah, I agree.
I bet his butt looks like two Cabbage Patch doll heads. You know, kind of bald but smell like baby powder, really good.
Wow.
Just bumping together, just
Wow.
pummeling you.
Okay.
Stick it in.
So, I don't know where I go after that.
Y'all, I haven't had sex in a while either. My
So-
boyfriend's been busy with grad school.
So anyway-
we need to get it done this weekend.
Yeah, you need to, or I'm going to make you sit on a fire hydrant.
I mean,
I swear to God.
woo, woo. I need to back it up. Beep, beep, beep.
You're so. That was disgusting. You're clipping like crazy. Stop it. So Syngin, y'all.
Y'all, I love it when I do things that gross out Poodle so
I'm
much.
just horrified.
And he makes this face that looks like he's ashamed to know me.
No, it's just like gross. You go one step too far. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So Syngin, y'all he says he feels lost. So he says, "I'll just sit here and miss you." And I've got to say, that is exactly what my mother says every time I leave at the airport.
It's true.
I'm just like, I'll just be here missing you.
Be here.
Tania's concerned she's not going to feel, quote unquote, free enough.
That made me almost throw my computer. I just want to feel free.
I hate her.
They're in the car and they're talking about that. Y'all, this is a red flag. If you're with someone
It's a handful of red flags.
and they don't feel free, like it's just never going to be good. I said this on our crossover with the slumber party, but I'm going to say it again. Tania will cheat on him.
I
while
totally
she is
agree. I
gone
think
from
the
us.
same thing.
I want her to think she's going to,
Or at least emotional cheating.
and it might not be with the man, but she'll still at least cheat on him with the woman.
I only have a couple things like her luggage is fucking hideous. That ugly red
Well,
luggage.
I don't think Tania has a lot of money. I don't think, just judging by where, I think they're doing the
Yeah,
best
but you
they
can buy some Samsonite for $20.
Ross does have really good luggage for sale. I can't be mad about that. Can't be mad about that
So
at all.
when they're saying goodbye at the airport, she like grabs his butt.
Because his
camera
butt
zoomed
looks
in on
like
it.
two bald Cabbage
guess.
Patches. You don't remember, but
She
if,
objected. I never had a Cabbage
if
Patch
you had the
doll.
Cabbage Patch Kid,
I never had one.
I had two. I had first the newborn one, which their head smelled like baby powder, and it never went away.
This is not an experience I was interested in.
And then I wanted another Cabbage Patch doll, and my mom said no, so she made me one, and it kind of looked like a bloated Saint Puff Marshmallow Man with like weird hair, and I named him Robbie
why did you need two?
because all my other friends, meaning girls, had one. They had two or three. They had the toddler, they had the newborn, and also too, I think she.
Come at us, straight sissies, or even gay sissies. If you had a Cabbage Patch doll,
You know,
males.
there's research that says if little boys have dolls, they actually are better fathers and nurturers.
I agree with that, but a Cabbage Patch is a whole different level. They were like babies.
I loved it. Y'all come at me if you loved your Cabbage Patch that smelled like baby powder.
I was
or
disturbed.
If you're, I think when I think about it, we could afford a Cabbage Patch, but my father probably wouldn't buy one, and my mom wasn't working at the time, so she probably made me one because that's the only
In
way
secret
I could get
and
it.
cried.
He kind of looked like a Cabbage Patch doll. Probably was crying while she's just sewing over the machine.
That had been melted.
I'm never gonna have a grandbaby. But he kind of looked like a Cabbage Patch baby and a cross of. Did you have those pillow dolls? Those pillows that would sit on your bed, and
I
they
never had dolls.
the pillows that had hair and they had arms. They were pillow people.
That sounds terrifying.
It kind of looked. Y'all come at me if you had some pillow people.
I want to get away from this topic because it bothers me.
I think you probably were just doing a lot of biting of your pillows.
No, I had a lot of. I loved Transformers, and I loved artsy things. I loved like color forms, and I loved things like that.
So there was nothing ever. I had a My Little Pony too.
No, I didn't have one. I had Care Bears. I had Care Bears.
Okay.
That was as dolly as I got.
Okay.
I'm just not very nurturing.
You didn't have a Pound Puppy?
Yeah, we had those.
I love my Pound Puppy.
Again, this is a weird area, and I want to leave.
My parents bought me a lot of gay toys. Wow. My mother really loved me to buy all that.
Near the end, Syngin gives Tania another
a kiss and it's hot.
No, a little weird heart-shaped thing that says, my sugar, a lot. And then she goes through and has to explain their catchphrases. And at that point, I actually pulled my ass over my head because I couldn't hear her explain her catchphrases. She's so awful. Oh, she's so awful. I want to
just
kill her.
didn't want to hear her talking about Syngin anymore.
A lot. And they said it again. A lot.
Now, but we did see they spell sugar with an E. So I think that's the part of their inside joke, and it wasn't a misspell, which kind of killed me.
It's not an inside joke. It's a misspelling. It's boring. Ugh.
They're
so awful. He's great. I hate her.
I don't think they're together anymore. I really hope not. I'm excited to see the tell-all with them.
We were talking about this before on the crossover. Angela will come for her. I think it would be great to see. I think all the women will.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I also think
even Emily will. Speaking of Emily, but anyway.
I don't think Emily will be able to come for anyone. She's going to be
that postpartum is still going to be there for her.
Like, why am I here?
I want to move on to Russia, y'all. Mother Russia. So Emily's there. Y'all, this is a different person. It's a different Emily.
Oh, this is what I was just going to say real quick. I don't think Syngin was being clingy at all. Do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, no, I don't
normal.
think so.
And we talked a little bit on the crossover about how I think she finds guys who will fight with her. She finds guys who will be combative. And that's a relationship to her. I like a little bit with that in relationships with me. I like a little bit of spark and argumentativeness.
You do, however, there's something masochistic about liking. There's a difference of spark, and there's something masochistic about wanting fighting in your relationship.
I agree.
But I was going to say, the more you've grown up, because Poodle and I, y'all, we've known each other since we were 22, so we've practically grown up together as adults. The more you've grown up and actually just realize more necessary our instinct of what you want is actually not what you need. I think you want that less. But
I do.
Tania, and you were saying this earlier, I think this book ends what you were saying. Tania she's id. She's all the id of what do I need, or what do I want right now, not versus what's really good for her. You're rubbing your eyes. Are you okay?
It's allergy attack.
Are you going to blow up and die or something? Do you need an EpiPen?
It's fine.
You need an EpiPen in your ass.
I want to move on to sad postpartum Emily. Because y'all, come at us. I'm sure we have enough our sissies in the squad can tell you about postpartum. It makes you. I just know from my friends who've been pregnant.
We are not making fun of this. But
not at all.
No,
not at all.
I didn't feel like you were. I just want to clarify.
I just can tell you the difference of Emily before having that baby and after is Emily is so in her head now. She doesn't know if Sasha's going to leave her. Everything is an indication. It's just she's hyper emotional. She's postpartum depression.
I think it's postpartum depression, and on the top of realizing she has to grow up now.
Yeah, and she has to move her whole life back to America, and she has to get a job. And
I think, because I think the reason she was crying,
she's barely hanging on, y'all.
Most people, I would think, would be elated that they know they're going back to a country where they'll have help. Their family will be there. Things will be easier. It won't be fucking -20 in the winter. And instead, she's like crying. And I wondered if those tears came from is that she was going to have to face like her family.
I think that's reality.
Because we already know.
She's been in a Russian fantasy for this long.
Yeah, and we already know her sister comes for her. So I feel like she realizes she's going to have to go back to her family. That makes her be an adult.
And feel less than, probably.
And grow up.
Yep.
And I think she's scared.
And her mom apparently doesn't know everything about Sasha's past. Doesn't know. We don't know how much because Emily would not specify. But she doesn't know he's been divorced twice.
Yes. Also, I hope that doesn't become more of a thing, but I'm telling you, Emily can feel however she wants to feel about her body. But if this whole Sasha storyline of him fucking body shaming her having a baby,
it was bad.
They need to cut that fuck. Like, I don't even know how, as a producer, if I was a producer,
you include it because it's great television.
I know I would, but it would make me so angry. I wanted to like snap at him, like right there, and say, "Stop that shit."
They are immune to that.
I know they're not, but I'm just saying that makes me that angry. Where it's such a horrible. I just don't get how a man could criticize a woman's body who just gave birth to his fucking child.
He's doing it very subtly, though. But I know, but of course they're going to do it for more ratings.
Well,
of
no,
course
I
they
know
are.
there, but I was just using that as a point that is.
You be mad at Sasha. Don't be mad at the producer.
I wasn't. You missed what I was saying. I was just saying that. It would be hard for me not to say anything. It would be like me watching somebody as a producer calling someone the N-word or calling someone like beating up someone gay and hate. It was so viscerally wrong.
It was hard for you to watch.
Yes.
Oh well, every scene with Tania is hard for me to watch. So,
boy, you couldn't be a producer on her segments.
No, I couldn't.
You would just see this queen walking the camera and
I
say,
just slap her.
No, bitch.
No, I would just say, who says that? Who talks like that? I feel like what she's doing, there are two different things, but what she's doing is just super insidious. With the manipulation that she's using,
Tania,
it's so gross, and I know people like her.
Whereas Emily, y'all, she wouldn't know how to manipulate a paperclip to fit on.
And to be honest, I'm not defending Sasha at all. Of course, he thinks that way. Of course, he thinks that, it'll give you more motivation to lose weight in the future because that is my Eastern European way.
I was going to say, that's just culturally where he comes from. Yeah.
I have no presuppositions about what Sasha thinks.
Yeah.
Russia is one of the most patriarchal places to live.
Yes.
That's why I was like, that didn't surprise me at all. Anyway, so Sasha's not feeling, as Emily says, any emotion. That's pretty much true. He's kind of roided up, and he wants to go swim in the Pacific Ocean.
He does. He does.
Which is a dream. In walks Mom and Dad Sasha. And Dad's wearing a shirt that says Fart Ninja.
I didn't notice that in the show.
It was the first thing I saw. Silent but deadly.
Wow.
And that camera person said, should someone tell him that we're going to go through this very emotional scene with Fart Ninja? No. He's like, and it's going to be amazing. So yeah, Fart Ninja made me laugh.
I don't understand. Lena, maybe is this a tradition of sitting before we have to leave?
Yeah, come at us to not piss off the spirits.
I didn't know that Russian people were, superstitious.
Oh, yeah, totally. Any Eastern European country, superstitions of how they survive.
Come at us in the squad. Do any of y'all have to sit
or
before you
weird
leave?
Superstitions?
I kind of liked it. I might start doing that.
No, you won't. Then you can be late everywhere. You already are.
I could sit here. I'm much better. I could sit in your apartment each time before I leave because you have spirits in here.
I do have spirits in here. Anyway, so I will say
that baby is cute.
That baby's fat.
That
baby is huge.
Fat and cute. It's so cute.
So I will say this. Emily is losing it, and I kind of understand why she's with him. Sasha is such a sweet talker. He's like, it's okay. And then he actually takes his hand and he wipes her tear. That's it. He's a sweet talker, and he's like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. That's why she's with him.
He knows what to do. I still think he's bad in bed.
I disagree. But I don't think she knows what being good in bed is on the upper side. This is the same person who came to Russia under a Russian literature delusion.
I think she's going to be one of our sissy squatters that I love. I love it when they talk about after they have divorce and they just start fucking
That
hoeing
my hoe
around
period.
and they get that good D. They get that good D. I'm proud for y'all. Get it.
So then we go to the airport.
We go to the airport, and then we really did. Some people cried, and I have to say, I got a little teary, like moved with Sasha and his father.
Well, he almost all of a sudden he's been in a fantasy world, and reality just hits him. He's not going to see his parents,
And his mother, so really emotional, kind of open. She's really emotionally vulnerable and open to him.
Sasha, what are you doing?
Don't cry. Literally, he starts
Stop
to cry,
it. What
and
are you
she
doing?
goes.
What are you doing, Sasha?
She acts kind of like, "What is happening?"
What is this liquid falling from eyes?
It was
a lot.
Which makes sense how he is being.
Yeah, he's kind of cut off from emotions.
What got me, and it's so sad, but this really isn't about love. It's when his dad hugs him and then kisses him and says, "Grab your luck and hold it."
Yeah, it's like
And I went,
they're going for a
wow,
better life.
We really can't even imagine being born in America, what these people are going. And I'm not saying that gives
opportunities.
Sasha, I'm not giving him excuse to get a woman pregnant.
No.
But we're thinking of him. We're even thinking of like people like Maria with Caesar and Maria. We're thinking of these people that they are either horrible, insidious people. And honestly, some of these people I think are just doing the only way they know how to make a better life for themselves.
I mean, America's the land of opportunity, and whether you like it or not, whether you've been like screwed over here,
or you're unhappy with the political system,
but to
or whatever.
be honest,
it's a lot better than other places.
It is sometimes the easiest to make it here, like on your own without wealth. I moved to this city, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot, but it took me about 5 years to make my own business.
Mm-hmm.
And now I support myself with it. And that's not to brag, but it was hard, but I can do that in the U.S.
It's true.
It'd
you only
be
have
hard
to work
do
tricks
that.
one night a week now. Before,
Well, one afternoon on the
his
boulevard.
ass was like a carousel before.
Honk, honk.
Honk, honk. That's the truth. But you're
Anyway.
so right. We think, oh, okay, you start something. It takes even this podcast. Like we've been podcasting for
5
3 years.
years.
I've been doing 5 years.
5 years,
Like
3 years.
And we think, okay, that's y'all. There are people that because of where they are born in countries like Russia will never get to a place of efficiency.
Yep.
Ever.
Or
in
even
their
wholeness.
whole life, and that's what they have to accept. So I get where. So anyway, I think that's interesting. That's one thing I think we both love about this show is that we both obviously are pretty patriotic and we love where we live, but man, the gratitude.
Right. And moving from something uplifting to something depressing. The most boring couple in the world, Blake and Jasmine, y'all. They're going to be staying with the mom and stepdad. And as Jasmine
by the way,
says, I hope it's not too long.
I hope it's not too long. I hope it's not too long. Also, Sasha's really hot when he cries.
He is.
Straight guys
I still
crying.
think he's hot.
Straight guys crying. Y'all
kinda hate
come at
myself
us.
for
If your straight guy cries and it makes him hotter, it just like defines their eyelashes.
Ooh, come on, it's Lena. Tell us how hot Joshua is.
We can't.
You
know what? She posted a shirtless picture of it. It's all bets are
I
off.
have completely exploited him.
I love him. He has the sweetest heart. He really does. We had somebody else post, but I won't say their name. But
Ooh, I said her husband can be on the cover of Latin Inches.
It's true. Somebody posted their sad
Y'all,
Santa
if you don't know what
picture.
Latin Inches, it is a now defunct magazine for gay porn for Latins.
That's true. And Jake knows because they used to sell it
I
at
used
the
to
gay
sell it at my bookstore.
Where part of his job was unsticking the pages. Not kidding. That was part of his job was unsticking.
I had to
because they had
intake
used magazines.
used magazines that were porn. Let that sink in, y'all.
And you wore gloves?
Yes, I wore gloves. Someone brought to me used porn mags, and I had to give them cash.
How much would you give them for a Mac? Like, what would you notice? Let's just take a pause and dive into this.
And I would say, okay.
Would you look through the
this
Mac? Like,
one-
how would you give them a price?
The more vintage ones, I would just kind of make it up. The more vintage ones, I would pay like probably $1 a piece for.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the really nice ones, like the old vintagey ones that are black and white, I would pay them like $5 a piece. But I could sell them for sometimes $15 a piece. So usually I would just try to get like 10 to 15% of my cost. Anyway, all this being said, I was buying porn magazines that someone had jerked off to. Let that sink in, and I was making deals with people
How many
over
times
pornography.
were pages stuck together?
I did not even look through pages. I would just go through the covers. I could not look through pages.
Wow.
Anyway, titles like Latin Inches. Yeah, those were the days. Now I work for myself.
Come-a-lumma ding-dong.
Come-a-lumma ding-dong. Vintage pictorials were a big deal.
Wow.
Yeah. Fitness magazines from the 50s and 60s were
Y'all,
very,
the more
very
you
popular.
know, the more you... the shit gay people had to do just to look at...
Just to jerk off.
to look at dick and for boobies.
We've come a long way, baby.
Come a long, long
And y'all,
way.
sadly, porn mags are almost
Defunct.
Defunct because now there's the internet.
It's like TK's right on the border of Oklahoma and Texas, the porn store. It closed. Nobody goes there
Rip
anymore.
TKs.
I know, rip TK's.
Anyway, y'all, back to Jasmine and
I remember when we
Blake.
saw Daniel Dennison's truck coming back from a school trip from show choir competition, or from, what was it? It was, what was that?
How did
Sandy
you know
Lake.
it was Daniel Dennison's truck?
Because he had a Longhorn bumper sticker with a Confederate flag, both those things on the back of his truck. And so we saw his bumper sticker, and we knew it was him because he just turned 18 and he was a senior.
And he went to the porn
And
store.
we knew he was getting porn. I was a freshman in high school. And I remember somebody say, "Is that Daniel Dennison's truck?" "Sure is. He's getting porn." Literally. Drive it on bus 4. And the female bus teacher said, "Y'all don't look that way."
Wait, it was called Bus 4?
Yeah.
My bus driver's name was Jan Lewis, and she had a rat tail. She had a shaved head and a rat tail, y'all. And then she got put in jail for fighting
Wow.
at a bar.
What happened?
Her son had gym with me and bullied me.
And he probably was
Called me the F word.
And his mom was probably a lesbian.
Probably.
Wow. And the circle that goes up and down, and the bear, the pony
everything
goes
comes
around
back around.
and around.
Everything comes back around.
Mhm.
Jan Lewis. Oh, and we would going up on the country roads and like the bumps in the road.
Oh yeah, we get
And
that.
like bump, bump. She would go. She'd love when we go up in the air. And then one time, my brother and I brought water balloons, and the last day of school, and we started throwing at people. And Jan Lewis said, "You're off my bus for a week."
So you started school the next week. You couldn't use the bus.
She forgot about it.
Oh, so your mom never found out?
Oh no, my mom found out and said, "What did you do? You brought water balloons?" And she's like, "I gotta admit, that's kind of good." Anyway, back to Blake and Jasmine, the most
Blake and
boring
Jasmine.
couple ever. The fembot walks in, y'all, and hugs Curleen.
I am here to meet mother and father when he comes back from his brain.
And it's the most
Ooh, that's a good robot
awkward
voice.
hug. She kind of falls into her. It's like, she doesn't really know how to hug. She's like, I put arm around Curleen and then come close, pat, 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 pat,
Don't
pat.
squeeze too hard or you will kill her like last mother-in-law.
Please.
Be careful.
Humans are fragile.
Careful. Careful.
Need more lip fillers.
Plug me in.
Plug me in.
Yes, that's what it is. Need more lip fillers. That's exactly what she says.
So,
I can feel my cheeks. It's problem.
So anyway,
Ooh, I think we just hit on Jasmine's voice.
I think we did. Yes,
I think we did.
So y'all, the David, the stepfather, is coming home, and David has something to tell them. He's on break, of course.
Y'all, because here's the deal with Fembot. She said literally, she's like, I am marrying Blake. I don't care if his parents like me. Y'all, I'm telling you, Curleen.
I'm begging you, please, don't slap this bitch.
Because Curleen is a mama who will not be fucked with.
Curleen needs your fuck. Curleen, you're going to ask for Curleen's approval,
Jasmine,
you're going to kiss Curleen's ass.
You're going to rue the day you came up in Curleen's house thinking you're going to get a green card.
Yeah. And guess what? Blake's and you cannot stay there at the same time because they're a Christian family. And I wrote down shackling. You can't shackle up?
Yep, you can't shackle up.
I'd never heard that before.
Yeah.
Shackle up. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So Mama Curleen lays it down.
Apparently Blake didn't communicate it well that they were moving in. Shocker.
Yeah.
Although it's confusing that I guess they bought or they're renovating a home.
But it's not ready yet.
It's not ready yet.
They can't
so they're
leave
living in
yet.
this apartment, but when they move out of the apartment, they can stay there.
They don't know when it's going to be. I said this on the crossover. I'm calling bullshit of this whole thing for two reasons. Blake could sleep on the couch, with Jasmine slept in his room.
Mm-hmm.
They would not be cohabitating
Yes.
with two other people living there. Number two, Jasmine could stay with her sister, who is 10 fucking minutes away.
It's true.
I just, it is good TV to put Jasmine in that house with Curleen.
Maybe her sister is like, like when you get two, like positive, when you put like a magnet.
Two battery charges?
Or you put like a magnet
They
to
go,
your credit card. Yeah. She's like, too close to my
or they
sentient.
stick together.
Yeah, so they just go
back to back.
Yep.
Boom, boom. I cannot move.
Yeah, I think there's a circuitry thing that we're just not aware of. It's a backstory that maybe we'll find out later.
Anyway, so
I told
call bullshit.
Poodle said that though, y'all, and I told Poodle it's because Curleen wants this bitch in her house, and Curleen's gonna fucking detective work.
Could be.
Y'all. Instead of Cagney and Lacey, it's gonna be Curleen and Davey. And they're going to fucking figure that out. And mark my words, if this gives us, not mark my words, but I hope my words are true. If we have a bunch of Curleen and Fembot scenes, it's going to make this storyline all worth it.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't, I like it when you could tell how scared Jasmine is. She's like, I just don't want to be here alone.
Yeah, she's like,
I don't want to be here alone.
I don't want to be here alone. I think I think it's hilarious how, our friend Michael Bellavia bought us a cameo of Blake and Jasmine.
It was so boring.
The most boring, because I got to give it to Caesar. Y'all, if y'all do a cameo with Caesar.
It's great. I've watched some of them.
I felt, actually, we left a cameo, which, by the way, we're on Cameo. It's in the show notes. But somebody said, this is on level with Caesar. And I took that as
amazing.
A very nice compliment.
And, y'all, we don't have our cameos together yet. You can buy them for us individually.
It's separate because Poodle's going to China, y'all. So
we're
y'all
not doing it together yet, but we will
maybe
probably set something up down the road.
I thought it would be a good idea. And then Jake said, would I have to see you more? And I said, yes. And he said, not worth it.
Accurate.
So you're going to have to pay him a lot to get me to do a cameo with him.
But I'm like, but I have to see him more.
Where see you more? But so I don't know if you noticed this part, but there is Blake is moving out, and then they're talking kind of in the confessional, and Blake is saying like, well, but you wanted to come early, and I told you I didn't want you to come early.
Oh yeah,
and
it was
I thought
really weird.
And because Jasmine said there must have been miscommunication, and Blake said no, you came early. I didn't want you to come early. Did you notice how her mouth twitched, like on the side of it? Like literally, her wiring was short circuiting, and literally, I think that was her brain going. Do not kill him here. Do not decapitate.
You must wait
green card.
You must wait to gather more information from Finland.
You must
for Finland.
Wait to marry and wait 2 years, then you can destroy.
Because Finland's going to take over the world, y'all. It's from a race of fembots.
I'm telling you, y'all, 2 years is going to be up, and she's going to leave the day of. Because
she's that cold.
She won't give a fuck. She's like, finally, I can eat in silence. That's what she's going to say.
Shall we move on to Michael?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Michael and Juliana.
We've been talking for a long time.
I've been trying to move you along.
We've
but
just been going.
You're so off topic tonight.
Oh, please. Please.
Anyway, y'all, we've already done that crossover tonight, so we're all I'm rallying.
We've got to finish this. I've got to post this by 11:11.
I've been trying to, and every time I say try to go, you're like, but I also have to say this.
But you know, I've been having fun. Because you got to have friends.
Again, Michael and Juliana.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Michael and Juliana.
So they're planning a wedding, y'all. Juliana's excited because they get to get married. We have 2 wedding coordinators.
Ooh, I want to see the show.
One of which is let's say she's the woman who's in charge. She bosses her husband around. And I wrote, I'm pretty sure that Dan was not thinking about going to being on camera today.
No. Was he wearing like Umbro shorts?
Like shorts and like a boating neck T-shirt.
Danielle, I love that they're Daniela and Dan.
Dan.
Are they related, you think, or are they married?
They're married. They have to be married.
Maybe,
they have to be.
because he didn't seem gay.
They have to be married.
Maybe they're married, Daniela and Dan.
I think he's probably the financial person, and she's the
creative.
Mm-hmm.
Although she was the one talking about budgets. I love how Dan said they see people that
we have a lot of age gaps
in
this area.
Y'all, Connecticut is just fucking money. People with money to burn
who want to fuck young pussy.
Which is interesting that Darcy lives there and is looking outside. Oh wait, you said young pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's aged out.
Exactly. She's not trophy anymore.
Wow. You know, Darcy should go to like Oklahoma and get like a rancher where the pickings are a little smaller. Or in Pickens, where the Pickens are smaller.
Where the Pickens are smaller. So we also find a little bit of tea that Juliana has been married before, y'all.
She has.
At 19, and I said her wedding was the most romantic ever. They got married at City Hall. Then her husband bought lunch and then complained about the price of lunch.
Yeah.
Might not be off to a good married life start with that.
I feel like it's Juliana from the South because every story she tells ends sad.
I was telling someone about that the other day, and they're like, oh my God, my mother is from Tennessee, and every story is sad. Does end
so
sad. They always say, yeah, and she died about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or, sad thing is, her husband killed himself last week. They always have to narrate how people die.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
she's happy, but she doesn't know where her father is. She'll never know.
The wedding coordinators basically are taking them for a ride because even they say, we can't get a venue right now, so you might as well just have it at your house. You might as well, and so they say anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 for a wedding at your house. For 40 people?
Come at us, wedding coordinators.
Y'all,
I know we have some wedding coordinators in there.
You have priced your wedding. That's a lot of money for 40 people.
I feel like venue and food is what you pay the most for.
Yes.
But so, really, I know we have to have some wedding coordinators out there. Come at us. Let us know.
They're taking them for a ride.
Or were they just exaggerating? Were they taking them for a ride?
I don't know.
Or were they just wanting to... I don't know. I feel like the producers want him to seem more rich than he is.
Maybe. But Juliana was like, fuck,
it.
you could get married 4 times.
It's true.
Anyway.
Yeah, Juliana said, you could get married 4 times. And
it's too much.
And you could buy food to feed a family.
And y'all, that brings us to why there's only 3 friends of hers coming. It's her family's not coming because she's afraid her family would want something now that they think that she's rich.
Yeah.
Which breaks my heart a little bit.
I was talking to Poodle about this earlier, but then I'm kind of rethinking. Like, I get annoyed because I feel like it's a lot of white savior shit. But maybe it's not white savior shit. I'm going to kind of own it. Maybe that's my
Maybe
own.
you could actually say the words white savior shit.
Yeah, that's true.
instead of
But
your
I
list.
wonder if it's only a little bit of my own guilt of just like, not that it's my fault or anything, but just being like, fuck, I was born into some privilege, and some people have really fucking hard lives.
I still think part of it turns him on a little bit.
I think so too, though.
To save someone out of poverty. I said this in the crossover. One of the girls said they are all into poverty play from their sex lives. They're all into her with a smudge on her face and like him pretending to give her malaria drugs.
Some like Epi in the toe hole bullshit.
And then he pulls her out of poverty and like fucks her till she cries, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
You can wear Givenchy.
Exactly. Anyway, so
Either way, it bothers me.
The next scene is, and I read, here comes Sarah.
Here comes
Our favorite.
Sarah. Y'all, she's going to marry their asses.
She's going to officiate.
And I mean,
this
woman
the
is a
biggest
fucking queen.
Power play. Y'all, in gay terms, Sarah is a power top. She is coming. She is fucking Juliana's ass to the table.
She is like got a cock ring on, got a dick and a fist up you, and you can't say anything.
She's
You're
basically
just
saying,
leaning back going,
I know. She says, I know this is your wedding, but I'm going to fucking show up and run this motherfucker.
I'm going to run this motherfucker.
I'm going to top you during your wedding.
We're going to scissor right there, and you're going to like it.
It's amazing. And she's like, I want you to do it. She's like, but I don't want you in the photos. Juliana says that.
I respect that.
I respect it because I don't want my ex-wife going, whoo!
What? I do have to ask, what? Well, I'm going to get to that later, actually, because this is going to lead us to another question. Because
we've been talking all night long. Go ahead.
Sarah also brings up the fact of, do they have any type of prenup?
Or as Juliana says, a prenush?
A prenup?
Because amazingly, there's no English comprehension when it comes to money anymore.
Because it's not really appropriate that Sarah brought this up, I think.
It's not.
In front of,
she's trying to stir the pot.
She's trying to stir the pot, or maybe the producer told her to say that. So this is not the time or place for that, but it's been brought up. But I just want to ask, I told Poot, or I said this, but it really is, I think Juliana's smarter than we think because she conveniently suddenly seemed confused. It was like,
anytime something is money, she's like, do I put on credit card?
Yeah,
Can I put a car on credit
confused? We should talk about later. And by later, she means when she's giving him a blowjob of his life.
And she's like, do I need a prenup? He's like, maybe. And she goes,
Apparently that's what people do in blowjobs for us. But here's my
Straight
question
people.
to you, Poodle.
Mm-hmm.
Pretend, if you could, just picture it,
Okay, I'm picturing
that
it.
you are with an older man.
Yeah.
You're living on a home in Malibu.
Yeah.
Or maybe on the Palisades.
Mm-hmm.
He's very wealthy and taken care of.
Yeah.
He's decided that he wants to get married.
Okay.
And then he and his ex-wife bring up the word prenup. What would you do?
Well, here's what I would do. I would gladly sign it. And then we would have a lovely, just he and I, dinner that night out on his yacht. Probably near off of Catalina somewhere. And we'd talk about it. We would talk about how I felt disrespected by a prenup. And then when I went to go get dessert, I would hit him really hard in the head with the back of an oar. And then I'd push him off shore, and then I'd get all his money. Because if they die, I still get everything. Prenup is only for divorce. What? I've already thought it out. Wow. I'd let him eat dessert.
That's true.
Anyway, that's what you do, y'all. If they want a prenup, you just kill them.
Wow.
Because you still get everything.
Wow. Normally we have straight people be crazy to end the show. I think I'm going to end mine with Poodle be crazy. Poodle be crazy.
I only had one of my straight people be crazy, and
Okay.
it had to do with Sasha's father wearing a silent but deadly fart ninja on national television. Now, that may have been a language barrier, but as a gay person, you would have worn a cute little novelty tee that says something like "cum
No.
dumpster" or or I don't know, something.
Cum dumpster, which literally just has like a water
Just
emoji
dumpster.
and a dumpster. Right? Is that what you mean by that?
Yes. If you're
Oh
going
my
to wear
God.
a novelty tee, you better show up.
That was some gross shit.
That's all I had for this episode. We've been talking for 3 hours.
Shall we talk about our
It's a
sissy
long episode.
our sissy squats?
Sissy shout-outs.
Sissy squats.
Yes, you can go first.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking mine up.
I told you yours.
I know, but I can't find her.
You just make her up then. You don't have to look at her
No,
profile.
but I need to look at her picture.
I'm going to go first then.
Fine.
You don't need to look at her picture
I
because
like to look
that's
at her
invasive.
picture. No, but it helps me get the picture of seeing who they
But
are.
remember, none of it. You don't need to put anything about their life.
I know, but if I see, I get inspiration. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Jesus, HMS
I got
Pinafore.
it. Oh, see, it's good that I got this. Oh, because we're doing K and L, right?
K and L.
Okay, y'all.
And again, y'all, these are random order and 100%, 110% true. These are things that we learn.
So true, y'all. Our next sissy shout out. This is for Kelly, and it's spelled Kelly with the IE, and it's Kelly P.
Kelly P.
Kelly P. And her last name rhymes with Mosen.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You can't read.
Dolzen. Frozen.
No, that's a near rhyme, you idiot.
Lolazen.
Rolls in.
Rolls in. Yeah, Kelly rolls in.
This is
Starts
why.
with a
This
P.
is why I write lyrics, y'all.
Y'all know why?
And this bitch doesn't.
You know why? Because a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people think that she's just so sweet living in Ontario and that she just is real.
You better not say where she's from. God,
What?
it's not the point of this.
And people think that she's known in the community as an anime crafter. She
Okay.
makes cross stitch. She makes decoupage of all just anime things that are usually with big eyes. But a lot of why her name is Kelly Rolls In is because she actually kills people. She kills people. She goes in and she finds a competition at these craft trade shows. I know my mom and my Aunt Karen used to do this. And those bitches that sell more crafts than her, she kills them. She kills them with poison.
oh my!
And nobody knows. So that's
a
what
good
they
way to
call
kill someone.
Kelly rolls in and kills you. Also, she is also known in the community. She does the Charleston, not the Charleston. What's the guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Carlton.
She does the Carlton better than anybody in Canada.
Wow.
Yep, and that's Kelly.
Anyway,
rolls in.
Okay, Kelly P rhymes with rolls in.
Yep, that was easy.
Mine is Lois M. This is a sissy shout out to Lois M. How often do you meet a Lois that's not Lois Lane?
You got an L and M in the same one.
I do.
We'll do M next week
Right.
still. Or maybe we'll
Lois
just skip.
M rhymes with Bomina. Banana, banana, Bomina, Mima, Fofina. Lois rhymes with Bomina.
Okay, Murdoch Miller used to do that in our middle. He
We
moved.
can't do this right now.
He moved to my.
No!
Speaking of bus 4, he got on the bus route and he moved to our hometown.
Oh, I want to get off this train. I want to get off this train.
But he was the first person. He would be like, you'd say, hi. He said, my name's Murdoch. He was like 6'4" and had a huge nose, big dick face.
Oh, God.
And he said, I'd say, my name's Matt. And he
I'm
would
glad
go,
you're hijacking my sissy squad.
and he would say, Matt, fo fat, banana, Matt, me, my, mo, Matt. And we were all like, oh my God. He hears your name once and he'll just make up a song.
And you didn't know it was the name game?
And then he would be like, no. And Sarah would say, my name's Sarah. And then he'd go, Sarah, fo fair. And we were like, oh my God.
So you didn't know about the name game?
He makes up so much songs.
Were you raised in a fucking pasture?
We didn't know.
Jesus.
We didn't know.
Y'all, every time I find it adds another thing to the picture. Anyway, Lois
I think he does
M
meth now.
rhymes
He's in
with
jail.
Bomina.
Bomina.
Or Bomina, the other drug of Boniva. Anyway, Lois loves more than anything else. She is an actual amateur spelunker.
Oh.
She loves climbing down in caves. She loves, digging down there as deep as she can get. Sometimes she gets a little bit of sometimes it gets a little wet down in there, but she loves some cave diving.
Are we not talking about your sex life right now?
No, she loves getting down deep into the cave, exploring new things.
She loves a big cavity to explore.
Yes.
Who doesn't love a cavity?
And then when she comes back up, she and her cave spelunking friends, they just go and have Thai food.
Oh.
And because nothing ends a day of spelunking better than Thai food.
Oh, Natalie Thai. I love that restaurant.
And then all of her spelunking friends, who are all women, then they go in the back and have sex with each other. Because that's what they've been thinking the whole time from cave diving.
Just a wet, cavey vagina.
Yeah. And they somehow all dress up as nurses. That's in there too. It was a very strange indication. But that's Lois Bomina.
Look at Bomina. Y'all, if you're one of the sissies, shout out. We won't give you one. It's just all random. And again, these are 110% accurate. We would never lie on this shit.
110.
Couple of things to remind y'all about.
Oh my God, this episode is 3 hours.
We are doing our Patreon, but you know what? For you people that don't do Patreon, that's okay too. We're still giving you all we've got, and that's the damn truth. We are giving it and going. So, but if you want to go to our Patreon show, that'll give you one extra show a week.
You're not going to get less. You're just going to get more of us.
Exactly. You're going to get that, and you'll get the watch along, and then you'll
also get our Bi Curious episode, y'all.
The first
once
Friday.
A month.
I don't know what we're going to do next month, but we're going to have to do it early because you're fucking going to China.
I don't know. Maybe
because another thing to fit in before you leave. God bless.
I've got a lot to fit in before I leave.
Hey-o! Anyway, y'all can check that out. Show links below. You can also
Speaking
find...
of fitting shit in, let's do it.
Let's do it. You can find the rest of our podcast at sissythattalk.com.
You can find Sweet Tea, our Southern Charm podcast.
You can find Bitchcraft, which big news, y'all. Sabrina, we talked about dropping January, I think, 24th.
Yes.
So catch up on that on Netflix and check out Bitchcraft.
And you can find River Mails, our Riverdale podcast, which we do occasionally.
We did one.
When there's gay stuff.
It's not good. I heard there's like Archie leaving a message, an inspirational boxing message on an answering machine, and people said it was horrible. Anyway,
I don't care.
You can also listen to the old episode of Dear Mattie, the Advice Cast. Okay, y'all. And if you want merch, all that
we got special holiday merch, as we said before. We got some Let It Be.
Let It Be.
Our Frozen style merch direct from a quote from Mother Poodle.
Mother Poodle. We got
that. I will say every time I look at that, it makes me laugh.
It is pretty funny.
Mostly because I imagine my mother saying, "Let it be.
Let it be. We have some and scene, and we also have some official
Sissy Squad.
Sissy Squad merchandise.
Do you have it non-rainbow lettering or just rainbow?
No, you can get it in black lettering and white lettering or in rainbow lettering.
Because I think rainbow's just too much for me.
I know, but we've got a lot of
I get it.
Queer people in the group.
I was just asking because that's for my aesthetic.
I like options for everybody.
I know.
And so we've got that coming. Y'all, we mentioned this on the Patreon, but we should tell y'all because we made a decision to do it. But when we hit, even if it's just in LA, but we decided when we hit 2,000 reviews on this show, because we're at 1,100,
what are we gonna do?
We said we're doing a live show, whether we're ready to do it or not. If we hit 2,000 reviews.
How many do we have?
We have 1,100.
Oh my God!
So
we're on the way.
When we hit 2,000 reviews, we're gonna fucking figure
It'll
it out.
probably be in L.A.
It's probably gonna be in somebody's basement because that's all we're gonna be able to afford.
I've got a friend.
So
There's just a couple slings in the way. We'll just have to move that.
and the only way y'all can help facilitate that is
Leave a review.
on
It's
Apple
my
Podcast.
favorite.
It's his favorite thing. Put 5 stars.
Yeah,
and
please
keep
put
going,
5
please.
stars. Even though the 1-star reviews, I enjoy them too.
We enjoy them too. And lastly, y'all can join our private Facebook group at our Sissy Squad at Facebook. And our Instagram and Twitter is at 90 Day Gays. All of that's in the show notes. I hope we don't talk too much at the end. Y'all tell us if we do.
No, we do.
We
I'll
like to
tell
give you information.
Yeah, just finish the fucking podcast.
Anyway, y'all, we talk about these lonely hearts because aren't we just all lonely hearts looking for love?
Yes. This is... Yes. But if I just said that, yes. Good night. Yes. Yes. And this is me reading my script like I'm supposed to. Yes. And remember, if you're looking for love in all the wrong places and you decide to get a 90-day fiancé, call us.